The nostalgia begins right now. The basketball tournament. $1 million is on the line and a chance to win a championship. Winner take all. It's the TBT on WING.
All right, everybody, welcome in. Justin Kinner, Norm Gravy live here. University of Dayton Arena, the host site for the 2023 TBT Dayton Regional. We got Ohio State basketball's Carmen's crew getting set to take on India Rising here in second round TBT action. The winner will advance to tomorrow's evening's game, where we had anticipated a Big Ten matchup in Ohio State against Purdue, but that's not going to be the case as Purdue's men of Mackey fell short just a little bit ago. We'll talk about that matchup coming up here in just a little bit. But India Rising pulled off what many consider to be the biggest upset in TBT history, and unfortunately making that history, of course, knocking off the Dayton Flyers Red Scare the other night. I think everyone had this potential matchup circled as far as Ohio State and Dayton, Carmen's crew and Red Scare. Well, we're getting one of the two teams here tonight. A very good crowd here this evening. Starting lineups underway here at University of Dayton Arena. We'll tip off here in just a few minutes. We'll start with the starting lineup for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Carmen's crew. Leading things off at point guard, we have Scott Thomas right now who will lead things off along with C.J. Jackson. Malik Dime, again, a 7-footer that was really provided a spark for Carmen's crew the other night. I spoke with, of course, William Buford, who was telling me that of all the guys that are non-Buckeyes on the roster, the one that is most impressive is Malik Dime. Again, the 7-footer. I think he's going to have his way down low tonight along with Caleb Weston, mainly because of the fact that this is a very undersized, India Rising team. Now, India Rising caught fire from behind the three-point line in their upset win over the Red Scare the other night. They're going to have to rely on their sharp shooting tonight if they want a chance to take out the much bigger and oversized Ohio State Buckeyes Carmen's crew team. So one more time, Scott Thomas, C.J. Jackson, Malik Dime, and then you have Keith Wesson and Caleb Wesson here tonight. Your starting five for the Carmen's crew, Ohio State Buckeyes alumni team. We'll step away for a few moments as they wrap up the starting lineups here for the University of Dayton Arena. TBT on WING. A shout out to our sponsors, of course. We want to thank Orion Sports Medicine and Dr. Phil for stepping up as a sponsor. We have Tim's Bar and Grill on Brown Street. We always appreciate them being on board as well. We want to give a shout out to Frickers. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to bring you the TBT on WING. The TBT on WING coming up next. India Rising, Carmen's crew, second round TBT action right here on Dayton's radio, home of the Buckeyes, 1410 Wing AM.
Don't put it off any longer. You know it's time. Time for a bathroom upgrade by Bath Creations. Bath Creations is a leader in bathroom renovations, providing the very best value in bath and shower remodeling and proudly made in the USA. With Bath Creations, you get a beautiful modern bathroom that's safe, comfortable, and affordable. Attention first responders, veterans, and active military. Save $500 off your purchase right now. Visit Poe Avenue in Dayton or online at mybathcreations.com. And upgrade today.
It's the TBT on WING.
All right, so the starting lineups have been announced. Both teams have made their way out onto the floor, and we're just moments away from tip-off. Upset action earlier today. I'm sorry, not an upset, I'm sorry, but I guess people upset about the result of the game from earlier this evening because people wanted that potential Big Ten matchup of Menamaki taking on Carmen's crew tomorrow night. Friday Beers was the team that Menamaki faced. Menamaki, the 6 seed, taking on Friday Beers, the 2 seed. Friday Beers was able to come out on top in a very good matchup. That one came down again in a slugfest, and it was a one-possession win when it was all said and done. Will we have another good one here tonight? We sure hope so. We're just seconds away from tip-off. Both guys lined up there mid-court. Sukmel Mathin will lead the jump for India Rising. They'll have their work cut out from going up against Malik Dime. The jump is up, and the Carmen's crew coming away with the win tip. Again, Malik Dime, much larger centerpiece there at 6'9". Played his college basketball at Washington. So here we go. We're off and rolling. C.J. Jackson can come off the high dime ball screen at the top. He's going to take a contested three. Can't get that shot to fall. Ball long rebound falling right in the hands of Scott Thomas. And now the Buckeyes Carmen's crew will have another opportunity and another crack at it. Weston getting the ball in the high ball screen. Well, turn to that inside shoulder. Can't get it to fall. There's Dime to clean up the mess. Goes up with the left hand, and that falls in. And that's the first point of the evening. Carmen's crew takes a 2-0 lead. Now bringing the ball up the floor is Baines for India Rising. Going to dribble right past the defender, and a big block by Dime. Again, the size for Ohio State already playing dividends here for Ohio State here in the early going. Good ball movement by Ohio State. Caleb Weston takes a three from the left wing. No good. Coming down with that rebound is Baines. Baines pushing tempo up the far right sideline. Baines going to go right at C.J. Jackson. He kicks it back out. Shamara now. Free throw line extended jumper. Takes the shot. Rattles around and good. And we're tied at 2 with 7:48 to go here in quarter number 1. Caleb Weston, another three from the top of the key. It's 0 for 2 here in the early going. Another loose ball. That rebound pulled down by Mathin. Baines bringing the ball up. Picked up by C.J. Jackson on the left side. Dribbling right past the Zell. Getting the ball to the post. A wide open shooter from the right wing. That's number 9 and Sharma. Sharma can't get it to fall. And here comes Ohio State pushing tempo, and that's going to be an offensive foul in transition. Andre Wesson, a little too aggressive on the screen attempt there, quickly coming back. We're still tied at 2, 7:18 to go, and C.J. Jackson kind of waving down his teammates to pick up the tempo a little bit and put a little full court pressure on Baines, who's walking the ball up the floor. Baines, ball's loose. For the shot clock. Getting the ball over to Hoyce. Hoyce being guarded by Caleb Wesson. 2 big guys out on the perimeter. Thomas coming away with the steal. No one's going to be able to chase him down, and Thomas coming all the way in at the other end for an easy slam to give the Buckeyes Carmen's crew a 4-2 2-point lead. Thomas again going to pick up ball the other end. And that's going to be another turnover. Potential over and back as C.J. Jackson chasing it down. It's going to roll the way out of bounds, and it's going to remain Ohio State basketball now. 4-2, Buckeyes leading, 36 to go. A little bit of a slow shooting start here for Carmen's crew. They utilized their size the other evening against team overtime. They really didn't shoot the ball up behind the point line. They really didn't have to. They haven't been able to hit a couple key shots on the inside. Caleb Weston with the ball at the top of the key. Going to hand that one off to Andre Weston at the free throw line. He's going to cut in. He's going to find Dime, who dunks it and slams it with the left hand. The size of Ohio State continuing to be a problem, as we figured it would. A 6-2 4-point advantage for India Rising. Baines picked up by Jackson once again. Going to come off the high ball screen set by Mathin. Baines takes the top of the key three, buries it, and India Rising responds, cuts it back to within 1. Pushing tempo, Dime gets the ball quickly in transition, goes up with the left hand, and India Rising still no answer, and that's going to force India Rising to call their first time here. Quick tempo, as we anticipated, 2 different styles of play, but the style of play that we did anticipate, of course, was the interior advantage that Ohio State has, and that's why they lead at 8-5 with 5:59 to go here in the first quarter. It's the TBT on WING. Carmen's crew, an 8-5 lead. We'll be right back.
Attention Dayton car shoppers. You need to see Chevrolet of Troy today for the absolute lowest prices in Dayton. We beat any dealer's price with thousands off MSRP. Over 300 vehicles in stock and ready to go. It's the best in the region. We always accept employee and supplier pricing and make financing easy. Customer service is our top priority. A full service, state-of-the-art dealership and absolute best selection make Chevrolet of Troy your best choice. 1375 South Market Street and online at ChevroletofTroy.com.
It's the TBT on WING.
All right, everybody, welcome back. University of Dayton Arena, the TBT on WING. We're bringing you every Carmen's crew Ohio State basketball game here throughout the TBT run here at the Dayton Regional. And here on Dayton's radio, home of the Buckeyes, 1410 Wing AM. Carmen's crew leads at 8-5, a 3-point advantage early, 5:54 to go here in the first quarter. Bringing the ball up the floor right now, pushing pace for India Rising is Gaines. Right now, going to go right at Dime. The left-hand hook shot, no good. Still battling for another opportunity. India Rising's number 41. And Mathin trying to establish his presence down low. Andre Weston saves it from going out of bounds, gets it into Caleb Weston. And now they'll set up here at the right end. They go inside to Caleb Weston. He's being guarded by Mathis. Down, kicks it out. Thomas, the extra pass. Andre Weston, contested three from the right wing, buries it. An 8-7 lead for Carmen's crew now turns into an 11-7 lead on the Berry three. Joyce walking the ball up for India Rising. Fake handoff to Gaines. Now a hesitation dribble. Pull up. Free throw line extended. He draws contact. And Shastry is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line for a couple free throws. I believe this will be the first 2 free throws of the evening for either team. First free throw is up in. Shastry, that's his first free throw attempt and free throw make here on the evening. He has 1 point. Second free throw is up and in. 11-9, back to a 1 possession lead for Ohio State. C.J. Jackson now bringing the ball up the floor. Heavy ball pressure. Being set by Baines. Caleb Wesson handed it back up to C.J. Jackson. C.J. Jackson, hesitation dribble into the paint. Lobs it up. Caleb Wesson right there to grab it in the easy lay-in. 13-9 now, 4-point advantage. Baines going to come off the high ball screen set by Mathen. Mathen back to Shastry. Deep 3 by Shastry. Can't get that to fall. Doesn't even draw iron. Thomas coming away with the rebound. Opts not to outlet it. He's going to bring it up the floor himself. Calling for the high ball screen set by Dime. Now at the top of the key. Reverses it to Andre Wesson. Another contested 3. Can't get it to fall. Andre Wesson there. They're going to clean it up. Caleb Wesson, my apologies. It's the missed 3 from Andre Wesson, and he cleans it up inside. 15-9 now. Shastry gets the ball inside to Mathen. Mathen being guarded by Dime. Mathen, a lot of physicality down low, and they're going to call the foul on Dime. Dime with 6 points tonight for Carmen's crew. He's 3-3 from the floor. He's a couple rebounds, but he does pick up his first foul here in the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Scott Thomas is going to rotate out. We'll have our first substitution here for Carmen's crew. Substituting in for Carmen's crew, of course. Is Jalen Tate, and that's going to be a big shot by Sukmel Mathen. That really right there put an end to the bleeding a bit because Ohio State was starting to establish momentum to kind of run away with it. Andre Wesson down in the paint. He hands it off to Kyle Young, who just checks in. Kyle Young with the right-hand hook shot. Can't get that to fall. Kyle Young, one of the more recent Buckeyes to graduate to now, of course, join Carmen's crew. And a pull-up baseline jumper is no good. That shot missed by Sharma for India Rising. Andre Wesson has his shot stripped. Sharma coming away with it. Quick outlet pass up the floor to Gaines. Gaines going to go up with an easy right-handed lay-in. And now Jalen Tate gets the quick outlet pass. 15-14. India Rising cuts it to within 1. 3:26 to go here in the first quarter. Caleb Wesson rotates it to Tate on the right wing. Man-to-man defense by India Rising. Now they get the ball about 15 feet extended from the bucket, and that's going to be a shot that falls, or a miss, by Andre Wesson. Gaines going to come off the high ball screen. They're going to reset it. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 3:05 to go here in the first quarter. 15-14. Well, hesitation dribble, step back shot, and that's a big shot right there for Baines. Baines drains the shot. And we are off and rolling.
How you doing, Justin?
Justin Kinner, Norm Gravy with you here on 1410.
Just a little traffic on I-75, brother.
Kyle Young, his pass attempt deflected, but get the ball inside again. 2:37 to go. Kyle Young goes up. He draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line now for 2 free throw attempts, his first 2 of the evening. If you're just joining us now, India Rising, who pulled off one of the biggest upsets in TBT history the other night, knocking out the Dayton Flyers Red Scare. Norm, they somehow have a 7. They're up right now 17-15. They're looking to keep that upset train rolling.
Yeah, they're playing great basketball. That was a huge upset. Their shooting is just going to be something for the Carmen's crew. It's going to be a tough matchup with size versus shooting tonight.
No, it is. And look, the 3-point shooting ability of India Rising is really what led to the upset that they were able to pull off against the Red Scare the other night, the Dayton Flyers alumni team. And right now they're off to a hot start as well. They're 3 of 5 from their 5 3-point shot attempts. Ohio State's only 1 of 4. I think the 3-point shot, again, because the size advantage is clearly in favor of Ohio State, but the 3-point shot is going to be the great equalizer, that's for sure.
Yeah. You know, Joss, he really caused problems he was an inside. He's about a 6'7" inside guy that played at Washington, gave Red Scare fits, and that's going to be a great matchup with Weston and Josh. Sharma's a great shooter. Most of these guys played in Canada, Justin. They're from Canada, or they played college at low-level schools. But let me tell you something. They're pros. They're good basketball players. But I do think Carmen Crew and India Rising, the winner of this game, I do believe is going to go into the Final Four. That's my prediction.
Yeah, right now, especially mainly because I don't think anyone's given India Rising a shot tonight, just like they didn't give him a shot the other night. But that momentum can carry this team a long way, and it's not just the momentum of the confidence; it's the fact that when that 3-point shot is falling, they're a very tough team to stop. That's for sure. All right, coming out of the timeout, Kyle Young has 2 free throws waiting for him. 2:35 to go here in the first quarter. 17-15, India Rising with a 2-point advantage, and Kyle Young for the Ohio State looking to tie it back up. Love the atmosphere here at University of Dayton Arena. The Dayton Flyers alumni team was knocked out the other night, but the alumni band, Norm, they're here to provide the to add to the atmosphere that is University of Dayton
not
Arena.
A bad crowd considering Red Scare Flyer team's not here. A lot of Buckeye fans, of course, in the Dayton area. And no doubt Kyle Young has a lot of fans, and the Wesson brothers and Javon Bess and Trevor Thompson, who played on Red Scare last year. This is just a great matchup. This is a great matchup of 2 teams that try to do different things to get the result.
A couple substitutions going right now for here for Carmen's Crew, Ohio State. Jalen Tate checking in, as well as Javon Bess, as you mentioned. Kyle Young and Trevor Thompson, we're seeing him for the first time. We talked about the 3-point shooting ability of India Rising. Baines misses that shot attempt. And coming away with the rebound is Caleb West. Fouled. Free throw line 2 and 4 for 4 from the night will give Ohio State their lead back once again.
The amazing thing with Kyle Young, Justin, he's not a bulky guy.
Oh yeah. I mean,
you look at the size of these guys out here, like Trevor Thompson and some of these other players for India Rising. They're giants, but he's a tall player. He's 6'7", but he plays bigger than his size. Maybe that's because he's got a big heart.
Yeah. And that's what they're going to rely on here tonight. 18-17, Carmen's Crew, they take the lead right back. 18-17, make it 19-17. Caleb Young's second free throw is good. 2:21 to go here in the first quarter. And that's going to be a foul on Javon Bess, again, who picked up the ball pressure at the half-court line, but staying able to dribble right into that defensive pressure, put the pressure on the official to make a call, and that's what they did.
Yeah, I thought Keshawn Woods did a great job in the first game, posting up, playing big. And the Carmen's Crew really going to have to make a good job to get him the basketball.
Chumala rotates that one over to Sihoda, who knocks it down from the right wing. Again, the great equalizer, the 3-point shot, is keeping India Rising in this.
That's
and Norman, not just keeping them in it, they have the lead right now.
Yeah, well, they shot 50% on about 25 3-point attempts.
Already 7
against Red Scare, and so these guys can definitely shoot it.
Yeah, 7 3-point attempts already. They've knocked down 4, shooting 57%. But that turnover by Carmen's Crew has now given the ball right back to India Rising, where they have a 20-19 lead with 1:51 to go. They would love to add to it. Shastry being guarded by Trevor Thompson. Crossover, free throw line, spin move, turnaround jumper, buries it. And once again, just like the other night, India Rising just very confident. This is a very fun team to watch right now. I love the ball movement. I love the confidence. Very fundamental team, that's for sure. Jalen Tate, top of the key, being guarded by Baines. Hands this one off to Woods. Woods coming off the Trevor Thompson ball screen, tries to slip it through the defense into Trevor Thompson, but it's going to be a kick ball. It'll remain Buckeye basketball.
Yeah, Shastry for India Rising, number 24, loves to shoot the jump shot. Probably one of the better shooters in TBT. Wow.
Trevor Thompson tripped out of his shoe, but they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Ciota right there. It's a physical game, too, and I think that's the key for India Rising because they're undersized, Norm. It's the 3-point shot and just being very physical, and they're not allowing Ohio State to really they're not allowing them to hand it off comfortably. They're not allowing any easy passes. I mean, for the size advantage, Norm, they haven't had any real easy, as far as getting the ball inside. I mean, look at Trevor Thompson catches it well out of the paint. Kyle Young cuts to the basket, gets the lay-in. 6 points for Kyle Young. He's been exactly what they've needed coming off the bench. They cut it back to within one.
Nice play by Jalen Tate, the former NKU star, played at Arkansas. Great pass.
Baines crosses over the defender, kicks it back out. Another 3 attempt from the right wing. That shot no good. Trevor Thompson coming away with the defensive rebound. Outlets it to Woods. Woods keeps his eyes at the floor, pushing tempo up the far left side. Crossover, hesitation dribble, going to kick it back out. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Trevor Thompson, Woods coming off the high ball screen, set by Thompson. Banks it off the glass, and Ohio State takes the lead right back.
Oh, you don't see the bank shot much anymore, Justin.
Nope.
Great bank on the left side wing, pull up.
I don't know if he meant to or not, but the bank's a bank.
Baines for India for India Rising is a very good point guard in terms of getting the ball to the open guy.
Nice cut to the basket, no good. Body hits the ground hard. They're going to call that foul on Woods, I believe. Good hustle, trying to see which player that was for India Rising, and that's going to be number 25 in Tumala. So 2 free throws now coming the direction of India Rising for Tumala, but Carmen's crew leads at 23-22 at 30 and a half seconds remaining here in quarter number 1.
Tumala went up for the rebound, got undercut by Woods. Woods picks up another foul.
Andre Wesson and Scott Thomas getting set to check in. The first free throw is missed. So Kyle Young going to step out, as will Trevor Thompson. And Jalen Tate will come out. Caleb Wesson, Scott Thomas, and Andre Wesson are the 3 that check in.
Amazing thing with India Rising is they have a lot of depth. They have, I think, 14 players dressed. And they'll go 10 deep.
Tumala, that second free throw. He missed the first one, makes the second one. We're tied at 23 apiece, 30 seconds remaining. And Woods bringing the ball up the floor, being picked up by Baines. And you could tell there's about a half a second differential between the shot clock and game clock. So Carmen's crew going to hold for the final shot. Baines, though, not allowing Woods to just stand there and dribble it out to hold for the final shot. Caleb Wesson coming up for the high ball screen at the top of the key. A hard screen. Rocked Baines. Kick it out to the corner. Best dribble, baseline, pull-up jumper. No good. 2 seconds. Ball's loose. Scott Thomas gets the ball. Turnaround jumper, not in time. But the shot was no good to begin with. We are tied at 23 apiece after 1 quarter of play. Justin Kidder, Norm Greavy live here from the University of Dayton Arena. You're listening to Dayton's radio home of the Ohio State Buckeyes, 1410 Wing AM. We'll have more TBT on WING when we come back.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's the TBT on WING. Back to more Carmen's Crew basketball on 1410 ESPN Radio and online at wingam.com.
TBT on WING. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors, of course. Orion Sports Medicine, Dr. Phil and his fantastic job, and they've always been huge supporters of all of our local programming here on 1410 Wing AM. And they love themselves some TBT. They love themselves some Red Scare basketball, too. Unfortunately, Norm, obviously, they got upset by this India Rising team. It was a 1-8 matchup, and they're deeming the India Rising win the other night, Norm, as the biggest upset in TBT history.
Well, I don't know about that because from the eye test, India Rising's one of the better teams in the whole tournament. In my eyes, the way they can shoot the basketball.
And they're made up, too. The one key element, Norm, is they're made up of all pros. These are all pros on this roster. Not that that's, but that's a big deal in this type of tournament because of the experience and the collaboration that they are. So
and I thought with Red Scare, having Cunningham miss and I forget, Land the power ball or whatever, jam ball, slam ball.
So you've been all worried about that power ball. I can tell. You didn't win it, obviously. You wouldn't be sitting here with me if that was the case.
The roster, only having 7 guys for Red Scare, that to me was a disappointment. You got a home court here. You're playing for $1 million, and we could only get 7 guys. That's not a good thing. So they're going to have to go to the chalkboard and find some players that want to play for $1 million.
I had a suggestion on that. I'll get to that here in a bit, but we are off and rolling here. Second quarter action, and that's going to be a turnover. Jalen Tate coming away with the steal. Quick outlet pass up the floor to Thomas. Thomas, free throw line, kicks it back out to Tate. Good ball movement. Andre Weston, right wing, 3. Can't get that to fall. Ohio State's Carmen's crew has really struggled from the three-point line the last 2 games, and that really has not allowed them to pull away anytime that they've gone on any of these kind of runs. A 3 from India Rising at the other end. That one rattles out. That was missed by number 9 and Sharma, but they're going to call a foul, and it's going to stay possession for India Rising.
Sharma's a good shooter, played in Canada. Joas, number 55, loves to attack. Really attacked Mike Sill for Red Scare and got under the Red Scare skin a little bit. And he's a very high energy, talks a lot of trash. And he played at University of Washington in the Pac-10, Pac-12. Very good player.
Out of bounds underneath. He'll inbounds the pass again. It's India Rising basketball. That's number 24 with the rock and Shastri. Shastri being guarded by Tate. They try to get the ball inside, and Woods coming away with the steal for Carmen's crew, who's going to push tempo. Find Thomas in transition. Thought about it. Ball fake. Rotates it back.
Got a mismatch inside.
And they went right to it. Trevor Thompson trying to take advantage of his size. Muscling his way. Turns to that right shoulder. Left hand kiss off the glass.
And see, he was on Red Scare last year and propelled them to the Final Four. I thought he was the second best player on Red Scare squad. Looked a little out of shape in game 1, but he's got his legs this game.
And they definitely need it. 25-23 Carmen's crew.
Good defense by Buckeyes.
And the thing is, too, you could tell Carmen's crew came out, and I think they thought they were going to just be able to muscle their way to this game. And I think they kind of that wake-up call after being tied after the first quarter. It's a much different energy for Carmen's crew here. You could just tell in the early goings of the second quarter.
Well, no doubt, Justin. Nothing to take away from India Rising. Those guys can shoot it, and they put on a performance that I hadn't seen in a long time in CBT, the way they played. It was one of the most well-played games. They deserved the win. Even if Red Scare played well, I think they would have lost the India Rising just by the way they can shoot it and their size. In depth.
Mathen with the ball being guarded by Andre Weston. He goes up with the right-hand hook, no good. Trevor Thompson coming away with the board. Woods gets the outlet pass, keeps his eyes up the floor, pushing tempo. Finds Thomas on the right wing, looking inside, trying to find Trevor Thompson. He does. Going to go right at the interior of India Rising. Trevor Thompson goes up. A late whistle. India Rising fans not happy, but Trevor Thompson will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. So here's the tail of the tape right now, Norm. Obviously, India Rising dominating from behind the three-point line, shooting 44%. But they've gotten to the free throw line only 4 times. You look at Carmen's crew right now. They've also only got to the free throw line 4 times, but they're 4 of 4. Trevor Thompson looking to add to that total.
Yeah, the scouting report is go into Trevor Thompson. He doesn't have a size advantage on Mathen, but Mathen's not guarding him. They got Joas, who's only 6'6", really gave Mike Sell fits. And there's a mismatch. So JJ Sullinger, a post player himself, a great post player for that matter, knows get the ball inside.
By the way, no William Buford tonight. We had talked to William Buford 2 nights ago and said that he should be good to go here by Friday night. And obviously that's not the case. I didn't get a chance to catch up with him before the game, but he is over on the bench right now, helping cheer on his teammates. 7:14 to go here in the first half. 27-23, Carmen's crew. Baines being guarded by C.J. Jackson. Baines crosses him up, going to go up with the left hand. He goes right up over Thomas and Jackson.
I really like Baines, point guard. He really played very well against Scoochie Smith in game 1.
Best gets the ball to Trevor Thompson. He's just a foot or two inside the three-point line, but now he's starting to back down the defender. Cut to the basket is best. Right idea. Just the communication was a little off. And now here comes Baines quickly in transition, kicks it out. A 3, no, a ball fake. And then good ball movement, good slash to the bucket. Goes up with the left hand. That's number 55.
They just know how to play. They cut, they pass. They drive to kick. They don't drive to shoot. And that's a big way to help your three-point shooters.
Tied up at 27, a 4-0 run by India Rising. Ties this one up. Woods dribbling into the defense. Thompson gets it back out. Go right back inside to Best. Best finding Thomas cutting. Again, scrappy hands in the inside. And that's going to be out of bounds, but it's going to be India Rising basketball. And right now they're starting to pick it up defensively. Really not allowing Ohio State to get comfortable in the paint, even though that's where their advantage is, but busy hands in the passing.
2 straight turnovers for Carmen's crew. You want to make the solid pass. They're trying to thread the needle on post passes and cutters. And just make the simple play, and you'll get a good shot.
Tied up at 27 all, 6:18 to go. Talked about Baines a little bit ago. He leads all scorers on both teams with 10 points, 4 or 5 from the floor. That shot is blocked, and that was Best who gets all of that one out of bounds underneath. Will be India Rising basketball with 6:10 to go in the first half. Out of bounds underneath. India Rising, they'll be waiting the inbounds pass. That ball is stripped, and now coming away with it is Woods. Woods pushing tempo as Jackson to his right. He finds Jackson, ball fake, steps in, pull-up jumper, no good. I believe that's going to be India Rising basketball, yeah?
2 straight air balls on pull-ups for the Carmen's crew. Bess and C.J. Jackson. Those were good looks. They just a little long.
And a turnover on the inbounds pass. And now here comes Best. So Ohio State just gets the ball back. He's fouled on the shot attempt, and more free throws now come in the way of Carmen's crew. It'll be free throws 7 and 8. And Norm, they're 100% from the free throw line, 6 for 6 here in the opening half.
That was a nice move by Best. Questionable call. Could have gone either way. Best tried to do on the fast break on a steal. A little step through, drew contact.
Best, the first free throw is missed, and that's the first missed free throw.
Well, he was never known as a shooter, but he was the defensive player of the year of the A-10 when he played for the St. Louis Billikens under Travis Ford. Gave Dayton fits with his defense. And very good player out of high school. Played at Michigan State and then went to St. Louis.
Shamala bringing up the ball after Best hits the second free throw, by the way, to give Carmen's crew a 28-27 lead. 5:48 to go here in the first quarter. Gaines crosses up multiple defenders, kicks it back out. Very good fundamental ball movement by India Rising. That shot missed from the top of the key by Shastri. And now here comes Best pushing tempo. Finds Woods. Woods being picked up by Baines. Fade away. Mid-range jumper in the paint and gets that to fall.
That's Woods' game. Get into the paint and make the pull-ups. He posted up all game the first night. Got some long arms.
Baines comes off the high ball screen set by Mathan, and that's going to be a block by Dime. Now Woods pushing tempo again. Free throw line extended jumper. He pulls up in transition, 32-27. A little 5-0 run right now. A Best free throw.
Yeah, rim protector by Dime creates offense. Defense creates offense. Great basketball by Carmen's crew.
All right, now the tempo is starting to pick up. Momentum back in favor of Ohio State's Carmen's crew. They have a 32-27 lead, a 5-0 run, 5:04 to go here in the first half. A minute timeout out on the floor. We'll take a minute timeout ourselves. We'll be back in 60 seconds. It's the TBT on WING.
Your home could always use more curb appeal, right? Mad River Mulch and Topsoil is here to help as the region's leading provider of mulch, rock, processed topsoil, garden mix, sand, and compost. They cater to the professional landscaper, contractor, and the DIY homeowner. Buy in bulk. No matter the size of the project, they're ready to help you, and they deliver. Need specialty soil? They're now offering Zubrew, a soil enrichment used by garden lovers. Mad River Mulch and Topsoil, just off I-70 and Route 4 in Springfield. Order online at madrivermulch.com.
It's the TBT on WING. Back to more Carmen's Crew basketball on 1410 ESPN Radio and online at wingam.com.
It was a 30-second timeout. My apologies, Brandon, back in the WING studios. I queued him for a 60, but at 30, we're right back at it, 32-27. Just a quick timeout for India Rising to kind of get their legs back and kind of get a little bit of a breather on the sideline. Ohio State's trying to wear him down, and Best gets the steal coming right out of the timeout. Best going to go coast to coast, gets the steal, lay in at the other end. This is as loud as the arena has been all evening. Momentum clearly in favor of Ohio State.
Yeah.
Norm Desai is finally starting to wear down India Rising.
Great defense by Best. That's his game.
Another strip, and it's going to stay here with India Rising unless it hit his leg, and it did. It's going to be Buckeye basketball.
Yeah, the Buckeye crowd came out tonight, Justin. Good crowd for them.
All right, now it's going to be Carmen's Crew basketball. The 5 out on the floor for Ohio State's Carmen's Crew at the moment. C.J. Jackson, Malik Dime, Keyshawn Woods, Javon Bess, and Andre Wesson. Caleb Wesson. All right, so C.J. Jackson going to run the point. Woods set up on the right wing. Woods coming through a couple ball screens. I like that decision right there from Solinger, trying to drop a few plays to kind of get Woods going because he's kind of responsible for the run that's given them this 7-point advantage right now. The three-pointer taken by Tumala. Tumala can't get it to fall. They've really cooled off from the three-point line. They were 4 of 7, and now they're 4 of 11. Best goes up, left hand scoop shot. 9-point advantage, the largest lead of the evening for either team, and Ohio State cruising. 3:55 to go here in the second quarter.
Well, they got to get Joas going, who's their energy guy, but he's going against Dime, who's a great shot blocker, and it's really flustered Lois.
Man, physical play out on the floor right now. Baines was able to dribble right past C.J. Jackson. Baines dribbled in, and when he kicked it out to the wing, he didn't realize that C.J. Jackson had dropped back into the pass lane, and then they glided, and it's just a hard foul, but nonetheless, a clean play, that's for sure. All right, now we have a 60-second timeout. There is 3:44 remaining here in this second-round matchup between Carmen's Crew and India Rising. 36-27, Carmen's Crew with the lead.
Don't put it off any longer. You know it's time. Time for a bathroom
We'll be right back.
upgrade
More
by
TBT
Bath
and
Creations.
WING.
Bath Creations is a leader in bathroom renovations, providing the very best value in bath and shower remodeling, and proudly made in the USA. With Bath Creations, you get a beautiful modern bathroom that's safe, comfortable, and affordable. Attention first responders, veterans, and active military. Save $500 off your purchase right now. Visit Poe Avenue in Dayton or online at mybathcreations.com. And upgrade today.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. From compact track loaders to the world's #1 selling compact excavator, the Kubota construction lineup features durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all and do it right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by Columbus Equipment in Columbus, Dayton, or Toledo to see their full line of Kubota construction equipment, or check them out online at ColumbusEquipment.com.
It's the TBT on WING.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Justin Kinner, Norm Gravy live here from the University of Dayton Arena. Carmen's Crew basketball, Ohio State's alumni team. You're listening to Dayton's radio home of the Ohio State Buckeyes, 1410 Wing AM. Not just football, but all basketball season long. You can catch Ohio State here. Ohio State and the Dayton Flyers will tip off the 2023 season in exhibition play. That was a pretty big announcement that was made, Norm, about that. And I talked with Coach Holtman about that decision. He said when Anthony Grant called and explained to him the situation and what they were looking to accomplish with this matchup, I thought it was pretty cool. You know how egos and everything gets involved and politics gets involved in these types of scheduling situations. Chris Holtman and Gene Smith in Ohio State, they didn't blink an eye, Norm. They said, absolutely, we'll be there. Some upset that it's just an exhibition game, but I don't think people realize how huge it is to have Ohio State coming on the road to play at Dayton, even if it is an exhibition play.
Well, yeah, either way is fine, but I think it's a great game for a great cause. But more importantly, it's a great chance to evaluate your squad and see where you are and as a team. Dayton Flyers are heading to I think Spain next week and another week, which will give them a chance to bond and gel.
Yep.
I do think the A-10 is Dayton's to lose or Dayton's to win, however you want to look at it. I think they have the talent to really have a good year. Last year with the injuries really hurt the Flyers.
Yeah, that exhibition matchup between Ohio State and Dayton. It'll be on
Should be a sellout here for sure.
Thursday, October 22nd. It's going to be a multi-day community engagement event promoting mental health and suicide prevention. The teams have received an NCAA waiver norm allowing them to play that exhibition game, which is pretty cool. But we are back live here from University of Dayton Arena. Carmen's Crew, they lead at 36-27. India Rising had to call a timeout because Ohio State's starting to pull away a little bit. Got to give India Rising credit. They led for multiple portions of this ball game, but Ohio State's physicality and size starting to wear them down. I think that was a good timeout. We'll see if they're able to kind of regroup. And they have to start finding ways to get that three-point ball to fall. If they're not shooting well from behind the three-point line, they don't have a shot, Norm.
Yeah, Indian Rising's missing I think their best player, Taj Law, 6'6", kind of a combo guard, really just tore up Red Scare, and he's not here tonight for personal reasons, but it's going to be a lot of Baines and Sharma. And
yeah, the problem is right now, Indy Rising started out 4-6 from behind the three-point line, Norm, and since then they are 0 for 5 from that start. So, again, just when the three-point shot's not falling, they're not able to put that pressure on Ohio State that they were able to put on the Red Scare just 2 nights ago.
The length on the perimeter for Carmen's Crew is a difference. You know, Woods can guard. Javon Bess, all A-10 defensive player of the year. The Wesson brothers are out on the floor right now with Kyle Young. This is a very good defensive group for Carmen's Crew. You don't see a lot of defense in TBT, but these guys, this is their mantra.
Caleb Weston's second free throw. He knocks that one down, and it is officially a 10-point ball game now. 37-27, 3 minutes to go. India Rising trying to find a way to get on a little run here to cut this back to within a few possessions. Sharma with the ball, number 9 at the top of left, keeping picked up by Andre Weston. Very physical defense. Now Kyle Young guarding the ball. That's number 55, and Joyce with the ball. He's going to dribble into the paint, draw a couple defenders down, kick it out. That's the shots that you want if you're India Rising. The difference is they're just not falling.
That was a good look. I like feeding it in to Joyce. And he's a smart player. He knows who's open, draws the double team.
Man, we were tied at 27-all, and Ohio State has gone on a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes. India Rising, they're 0 of their last 7. They've also turned the ball over 3 times in the last 4 minutes, and they haven't scored in 4 minutes. So one of the ultimate droughts that is leading to this mismatch right now out on the floor.
Well, one thing I look at every game is rebounding advantage, and right now Carmen's Crew has a 19-11 rebound advantage.
And that number is probably only going to increase.
It's only going to increase with Mathan on the bench.
Kyle Young, first free throw, no good. He buries the second one. 38-27 now, an 11-point lead.
He played a great game in game 1, Kyle Young did.
High ball screen being set there ahead of the half-court line, and Chioda. Now,
we didn't see Rom play in game 1.
You talked about that deep bench. They need everyone that they can right now. Chioda, ball fake, gets under Caleb Weston off his feet, steps in, and an air ball. Tired legs. Tired legs right now. You could just tell fatigue settling in, and that's unfortunate.
Well, when you're playing against a shooting team, you want them to shot fake and do pull-up. You want them to put it on the dribble, even though they can still make that jump shot. You want to force them off that line, the three-point line.
Yeah, and it's just those aggressive closeouts by Ohio State as well. I mean, the high hand.
Exactly, that's a great point.
Woods, a contested 3 from the right wing, can't get that shot to fall. Best battling for it. Kyle Young ultimately coming away with it, barrels his way in, kicks it out. Andre Weston, little head fake, trying to get it inside to Kyle Young, no good. Now here comes Baines pushing tempo, trying to capitalize on the turnover. Weston with the block. CJ Jackson coming away with the loose ball. Quickly finds Woods in transition. Woods going to go up with the right hand, lays it in. 40-27, 13-point advantage. Baines now with the ball for India Rising, just trying to slow down tempo. They need to get a good shot here. The bleeding continues, and the lead continuing to get bigger for Carmen's Crew.
That was a great defense by Weston. He got beat on the drive and recovered with the block.
And Baines goes all the way in. Can't get that to fall, but the offensive putback is good. And that's Joyce again. That's point number 4 for him tonight on the putback.
That's his strength, crashing the boards.
Norm with a minute and a half to go. As I say, this Best goes in with the left hand. No good. He's fouled, though. What does India Rising need to do? You need to get it within single digits. Well, what's the goal here in the final 90 seconds if they want to remain in this heading into the second half?
They got to play with poise. I think they're kind of in a shock and awe at the length and the defensive pressure by Carmen's crew. I think you just got to keep trying to get open looks and trust your jump shot. Feed it into Joas. Make him make plays. Let him make plays. Get Shastri open. He's the best shooter, I think, one of the best shooters in the TBT tournament. But you got a guy like Bess for Carmen's crew. You bring in Dime. I mean, the defensive activity is really hurting India Rising. Got to find a way. Play with poise down these last minute and 26 seconds, which I do like the quarters in TBT.
And the size, really, by the way, they have the size advantage over India Rising tonight, talking about Carmen's crew. But, Norm, after watching a lot of these teams this week, I think they're going to have the size advantage all week. I mean, I think they're going to have a shot tomorrow. I think they're going to have a chance to come out of this regional and head to the Final Four. So I think that's key. The ball's almost loose. Baines nearly loose it. Scott can't come away with it. Scott Thomas said it is Baines. Hesitation. Dribble going to hand this one off to Sharma. 1:11 to go in the quarter. 14 seconds of the shot clock. Sharma going to go all the way up. Tate takes the charge. No, they're going to call it a block.
Wow.
Remember the other night they called charges. I mean, they were handing them out like candy. That was a legitimate charge, in my opinion. They called the block, but that's a huge break for India Rising, 42-29.
I don't know if they've gotten many charge calls right. No offense to the glove, Edwin Young.
I was going to say, you're going to.
But that's what's tough. The charge, I'm not a big fan of the charge. I just really am not. I'm glad they have that little circle in the paint. Keep guys from camping out inside, defensive players, but not a fan of the charge.
When I hear people talk about getting, the flopping penalties and everything in the NBA, I'm always like, well, technically it charges a flop. I mean, you're taught in middle school, literally, there's a whole session in practice of how to take a charge. So if you're planning to take a charge, they teach you how to fall. They teach you how to fall back. Technically, isn't that a flop, Norm? I mean,
yeah. Well, you're also
it's organized flopping is what it is. So.
You're also going to see flops on 3-point shots trying to draw fouls, we've discussed before in depth, which is bad calls mostly.
All right, so India Rising hits both free throws, 42-31, and a lob up to Dime, and now they're going to call a foul, I believe. That's going to be on number 41 for India Rising, and that's Mathin. But, man, by the way, make sure you keep it locked in here at the half. We're about under a minute to go here in the first half. At halftime, you'll hear about 5 minutes of our conversation that we had with Ohio State head basketball coach Chris Holtman. Had a chance to catch up with him ahead of the tip-off of the Dayton Region's TBT. Of course, he weighed in on what it's like watching a lot of his former players kind of form this new revamped Carmen's crew. The original run of Carmen's crew, Norm, was the Thad Mata era, as we discussed, with John Diebler and Aaron Kraft and David Leidy and, even, as we talked about William Buford. But this has all the makeups of the Chris Holtman era, yep. So it's kind
changing him in the guard. Bess is from Columbus, even though he played at St. Louis. Jalen Tate's brother, Jay-Sean Tate, played at Ohio State. Jalen played at NKU. You've got Scott Thomas from Bowling Green.
Yep. Sharma pull-up jumper. That was contested. Dime coming away with the rebound. Quick outlet to Best. Best going to push tempo on the far left side. He's going to go all the way up. He's not. No, they're going to call an offensive foul, a player control foul right there. Just a little too aggressive.
I don't even know about that charge call. I think every charge call I've seen this tournament could have easily been the other way.
I mean, absolutely. I mean,
I didn't even see the guy fall there.
I mean, he went barreling through, but if anything, that's a shooting. I mean, just a foul on the shooter right there. 43-31. If you are India Rising right now, again, there's 6 seconds separating the game clock and shot clock. You have to find a way to get a good shot. You have to get a good shot to maybe cut this within single digits heading into the second half. Baines with the ball. Going to dribble right past the defender, kick it out. That's Joyce who thought about it. Joey's going to go right up over the defender. No, can't get it to fall. It's going to be a foul on Kyle Young. I believe it's going to stay here. So the shot clock no longer a factor.
Well, Dime, the shot blocker, affected Joyce anticipated the shot block, didn't get the block, and he put it up strong off the glass and missed. Mathan got the rebound and gets the foul. Mathan's about a 7-footer. I mean, he's the one guy out there that isn't going to get me pushed around.
So Mathan again, the first free throw is good. So that makes it 43-32. A big free throw coming up here. You'd like to get this to 10, or you want to get it within 10, but get it to 10 at least, and then get a stop. Take a little bit of this mini momentum that they've established into the locker room.
Just couldn't hit a jump shot in the second quarter, and they're a great shooting team.
Second free throw. You're right. I mean, they were hot to start the first quarter, and then you arrived.
And they haven't, like you say. I got stuck on I-75.
You didn't have that same impact the other night, though. I tell you that much. I mean,
23 to 13 rebound edge. That's the key in the first half.
All right, it's the TBT on WING. A full timeout out on the floor right now. Ohio State's Carmen's Crew, they lead at 43-33, 15.8 seconds remaining. We'll be right back. It's the TBT on WING.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Find special savings on top brands like DeWalt. Right now, save $60 when you buy a DeWalt impact driver or drill for just $99 each. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members will earn 3 times the bonus points when shopping the Pro Zone. Shop in-store and online today. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. DeWalt offer about 7/17 through 8/2. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts and vendor out through 7/28. Subject to change.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter.
It's the TBT on WING.
All right, we come right back in the middle of the action, and Best, that shot, the second chance opportunity, no good. Justin Kinner, Norm Gribby, come back a little late, my apologies, but we came right back into the middle of the action, but that's going to do it for first half play. Carmen's Crew leads it by 10, Norm. Again, there's really nothing we can say now that we haven't already said, but with the band playing in the background, the fans really enjoying this matchup. We just witnessed what many deem the biggest upset in TBT history with India Rising knocking off the Dayton Flyers the other night. They're trying to do it again to another Ohio alumni team against the Buckeyes, but Ohio State, their size advantage, definitely giving them the advantage here in the early going.
Yes, size and the experience, really. You look at the Wesson brothers and what Woods and Best can do defensively, really causing havoc for India Rising. They can match their depth. You know, you come into these TBT tournaments, you need more than 7 guys. That's for sure. And when you're playing against pros, and I'm really impressed with Carmen's Crew, way they're playing, way they're defending and rebounding, and they're looking very good.
All right, we'll have first half analysis. We'll kind of go through the leading scorers, rebounders, and all that fun stuff coming up here in just a bit. We'll step away for a few moments. When we come back, we caught up with Ohio State head basketball coach Chris Holtman. He weighed in on what it's like watching Kyle Young and the Wesson brothers and some of his other former players unite out on the hardwood. Talked about the matchup with the Dayton Flyers and what that means, what went into putting that exhibition game together. Plus, he weighed in on the thoughts on the OHSA state tournament being moved from Columbus to Dayton. A lot of really good stuff with Ohio State head basketball coach Chris Holtman. That's our halftime interview. Coming up next right here, it's the TBT on WING. Carmen's Crew leads it 43-33. Second half action will be up around the corner.
Hey Dayton, have you heard? Chevrolet of Troy has you covered for all your auto service needs. We're proud to offer a state-of-the-art dealership with experienced service, parts, and body shop. In fact, we're the only dealership in Miami County with an on-site body shop. We make it easy with experienced professionals ready to diagnose your vehicle with the goal to get you back on the road quickly. That's right, Chevrolet of Troy is your best choice for service, parts, and body shop. 1375 South Market Street and online at ChevroletofTroy.com.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Summer is hot, but it doesn't have to be in your house. If the dog days have you roasting in your home, call Mr. Comfort Heating and Cooling today. Mr. Comfort Heating and Cooling isn't your average HVAC company. They're your partner in keeping your home comfortable. They call it keeping you Mr. Comfortable. Call 937-776-4851. An elite Tempstar dealer. Tempstar, comfort you can feel. Ask about their 15% discount for all military and first responders. They're waiting right now to help you. Online at Mr-Comfort.com.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. From compact track loaders to the world's #1 selling compact excavator, the Kubota construction lineup features durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all and do it right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by Columbus Equipment in Columbus, Dayton, or Toledo to see their full line of Kubota construction equipment, or check them out online at ColumbusEquipment.com.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
At Harley-Davidson of Xenia, the atmosphere is positively electric as we look to the future. Our name may have changed, but Harley-Davidson of Xenia has been locally owned since 1984. Under our new management, the staff and store are buzzing to get you set up for the open road. Whether you're shopping for merchandise, a new bike, or just need some maintenance on your current ride, Harley-Davidson of Xenia is here for you. Visit us online to learn more and to place a reservation on your new bike. hdofxenia.com.
Ohio State head basketball coach Chris Holtman. Coach, welcome in, sir. How are you?
I'm good, Justin. Good to be with you. Hope your summer's going well.
Absolutely. Look, before we get to the TBT stuff, more than coach speak, your podcast, I found this very unique and very interesting because, I mean, especially the title, but not a lot of coaches like to talk or like to, risk maybe saying something that could be taken and used as bulletin board material, if you will. What motivated you to get behind the podcast idea?
I enjoy talking to coaches, and I think whether I'm on the road, I enjoy talking to coaches about coaching. And our profession has changed so much, as you know, and it's evolved in so many different ways. And some would say not so good ways. Others would say great ways. I think there's been some real positives with NIL, maybe some challenges with the transfer portal, but more than anything, I enjoy talking to coaches who I feel like can, help me grow. For me, I want to continually figure out how to do this thing and do it better. And that was my prime motivation, as well as doing something that might be of benefit to other coaches who are getting into the profession. So it's been, it's been a good thing. And, I don't know what the numbers are like because that's not why I did it. I just put it out there and hopefully people have enjoyed it.
Yeah, so you had Jeff Van Gundy. You've had Ryan Day on, which was pretty neat. But yeah, you've had some big names on, obviously. Ryan Day, that was pretty cool seeing the crossover with you two. That's pretty neat. Are you going to keep doing it during the season, or is this just like an off-season venture?
It'll be more of an off-season. We'll tape here in the off-season, try to stack up some shows, and then our producer, who's a student, can release some. But I won't have any involvement during the season. I've got other things to worry about in the season than a podcast.
No, I definitely get that. Coach, so the TBT next week, Carmen's crew, it's pretty cool. A couple of your former players, the Weston brothers are going to be on there. And obviously, Kyle Young, I'm really excited about that. But what's your premise of the TBT? I love nostalgia. I know that the original run of Carmen's crew, there was a lot of guys from back when I played in high school at Van Wert. We ran into, obviously, Aaron Kraft. We ran into William Buford and John Diebler and Costa Kufis, a lot of those guys. And now there's that second wave of players coming through. I know William Buford's on this Carmen's crew team from the Thad Matta days, but what's your takeaway? I love the nostalgia feel of these types of tournaments. What's your thoughts on the TBT, especially with this makeup of Carmen's crew?
Oh, the TBT is a great event. It is a great event just for that reason, is fan bases get a chance to watch some of their favorite players again. And you mentioned Will Buford's on there on this team now, kind of one of the older players, coached by Jared Sullinger and his dad, which is a fun thing. And then you have guys like you mentioned, the Wesson brothers, Caleb and Andre, and Kyle Young, and CJ Jackson, Keyshawn Woods, Kyle Young. Everybody's going to enjoy seeing him back again, given some of his injuries the latter part of his career. He and I were talking yesterday about our second round game against Villanova to go to the Sweet 16. It was a 2-point game in the last 4 minutes when he got hurt and went down. And at that point, they ended up pulling away. It's a really, really good event. I think it's a great event. TBT has been a great event. It's been a great event for coach, fans, everybody to watch.
Obviously going to be at UD Arena. UD Arena ran into you there for the state tournament. I know you were there taking in some games. Your thoughts on that? Like, I grew up going to the state tournament at the Shots. Like that to me, I know some people like St. John's. Now it's at UD Arena. Obviously a great basketball venue, no doubt about it, UD Arena. I still love the Shot. Don't tell any, in Dayton, people get mad at me for that. That's okay. But what's your thoughts on the state tournament, not being in Columbus anymore, but now over at UD Arena here in Dayton?
Well, we loved it being here. We loved it being in the Shot. And, the Shot's big. It's, nowadays probably too big for a college basketball environment, just given how much has happened. But we've had some incredible crowds. We sell it out every year, a few times every year, 19,000 plus. Loved having the state tournament here at the Shot. Dayton is an incredible fan base. And there's a reason why, the NCAA tournament's there every year. It has an incredible following. It is a great venue there in Dayton, UD Arena, and a tremendous fan base. And I think it's another great option for state tournaments.
Don't put it off any longer. You know it's time. Time for a bathroom upgrade by Bath Creations. Bath Creations is a leader in bathroom renovations, providing the very best value in bath and shower remodeling, and proudly made in the USA. With Bath Creations, you get a beautiful modern bathroom that's safe, comfortable, and affordable. Attention first responders, veterans, and active military. Save $500 off your purchase right now. Visit Poe Avenue in Dayton or online at mybathcreations.com. And upgrade today.
The nostalgia begins right now. The basketball tournament. $1 million is on the line and a chance to win a championship. Winner take all. It's the TBT on WING.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Justin Kinner, Norm Greavy, live here from the University of Dayton Arena. The TBT on WING. We're Dayton's radio home with the Ohio State Buckeyes, which means we are bringing you every Carmen's Crew Ohio State alumni team matchup here throughout the TBT Dayton Regional. It's been a fun week already. Again, we watched Carmen's Crew knock off Team Overtime just 2 nights ago. We had really anticipated Ohio State's Carmen's Crew taking on the Dayton Flyers Red Scare tonight, but India Rising pulling off the big 8-1 upset the other night, setting up India Rising Carmen's Crew here tonight. Ohio State leads at 43-33. Second half action officially underway. Scott Thomas, CJ Jackson, Malik Dime, Andre Wesson, and Caleb Wesson, your Buckeye 5, as we are officially off and rolling here. Second half action. Buckeyes missed their first shot here in the second half. It's going to be very key, Norm, for India Rising to get going offensively right off the bat. And, of course, Baines, the team's leading scorer, misses his first three attempt.
Quick
quickly
three in transition leads to fast break.
And Ohio State battling for it. A lot of bodies flying everywhere, and coming away with that rebound right there, I believe, is Mathen.
Wesson picks up his third foul. Caleb Wesson, the big boy.
Ohio State shot the ball 45% in the first half compared to 32% for India Rising. India Rising 4 of 12 from the three-point line, but they were 4 of 5 at one point, but they obviously drastically cooled off. But they have to find a way. If they want a chance to get back in this, it's going to be very important to start this third quarter off in impressive fashion. Mathen's going to go in, gets two big defenders off their feet, and trying to get the ball to the opposite quarter to an open Sharma.
Just the size of, we've said it all along, size of Carmen's crew. Joas was able to get that off against Red Scare, his drive baseline. Tonight, not so easy.
Shastri goes up, contested shot, trying to kiss it off the glass, no good. Joas again, my apologies, coming away with the offensive rebound and fouled on the second chance opportunity.
Yeah, great rebound. He has to be more active in this game.
Him and Mathen both.
Exactly.
Just because of their size, especially, they've been very active. You could tell they've been attacking the glass. So he wasn't fouled on the shot attempt, so it's out of bounds underneath. Baines setting up the offense. Being guarded by C.J. Jackson. Left wing, hesitation, dribble coming off the high Mathen ball screen. Baines steps back. Second three-pointer of the quarter. Can't get that to fall. Ball's loose. Caleb Wesson coming away with the defensive rebound. He's going to bring the ball up the floor himself until it's picked up. Fake hands it off to Andre. Cross-court pass to C.J. Jackson. Finds Andre Wesson cutting to the bucket. Going to dribble around the defender. Caleb Wesson, three from the left wing. Can't get it to fall. Ohio State's shooting struggles continue. Shastri pushing Temple, being picked up by Scott Thomas. Pull up three in transition, and there it is. That is the first three since the first quarter, Norm.
That's the guy that can shoot it. He's one of the best shooters out there.
46-30 or 43-36. First three since the first quarter. Scott Thomas.
Great pass ahead. And Scott Thomas from Bowling Green, the 33-year-old ageless Y veteran.
I'm 33. I don't know if I'm ageless, though. All right, Baines now. And that's a great response by Ohio State, who has really not shown the ability to be a consistent three-point shooting team over the last couple of nights. But that was a good response. 45-36, Ohio State's Carmen's crew with the lead. We talked about the importance of the three-point shot. That one is missed from the left wing by Mathen. It's going to stay here on the foul. It'll be India Rising basketball out of bounds underneath.
Two offensive rebounds for Joyce in this third quarter. Cut the game to 9 points, 45-36.
Shastri coming off the ball screen. A catch and 1-2 step in the shot. That's a very nice jumper right there. That's just good fundamental basketball. Came off the ball screen, had his hands set, catch and shoot. The inside foot, just bam, the 1-2 step. And again, right now we'll see if Scott Thomas will throw another one up. He throws the floater up. How about Scott Thomas taking over the ball game here? Little step back three the last time down the floor, and he gets the floater in the paint.
Screen and roll for Scott Thomas.
47-38, just like Sullinger drew up, huh? See Jalen Tate making his way to the scorer's table. He'll check in coming up here shortly. Baines being heavily guarded by C.J. Jackson. Shastri, step back three with a hand in his face. Can't get that to – oh, no, it does go. That's a friendly roll. That's that home court roll right there. I tell you what, I mean, that's a huge shot, 6-point ball game. C.J. Jackson thought about the three in response to the other end. They go right back inside to Caleb Wesson. And Caleb Wesson going to draw the foul against Joyce.
Tempo's picked up, Justin, in this third quarter. 47-41. Crowd's into it.
I think that's going to be the key, because the thing is, every time you set up in the half court, you allow the big bodies of Ohio State to really just clog the paint. You push tempo like that in transition, they're going to get a lot better looks, considering the size disadvantage.
Inside teams that want to rebound, that's the team that you can run on if you can get out on the break.
Jalen Tate on the inbounds pass out of bounds underneath. Finds Caleb Wesson. Caleb Wesson out of frustration, kind of throw an elbow, but does get a little physical as he couldn't handle the inbounds pass from Tate. So it's going to be India Rising basketball. They trail by 6 now, 47-41, 6:03 to go in the third quarter.
Third foul, I think. Justin, he's got picked up 2 in the second half.
Yep. All right, Baines now going to be picked up full court by Jalen Tate, who's long and lengthy and scrappy.
Yeah, I like Jalen Tate from Northern Kentucky.
Met by a double team. Baines having to step through the pressure.
His brother was really good, Jason.
Ciota picks up his dribble. They try to get the ball into the paint. They do. They get it to Mathen. Mathen finds a cutting
Oh,
Sharma.
my gosh.
A hard foul.
Well, I don't even know if I saw the foul.
I should say it was a hard fall to the floor. A foul is up for interpretation at this point. But 47-41, 5:40 to go. Huge free throws coming up now. They just continue to chip away at the deficit. They trailed by as much as 14 at one point, Norm.
Now, India Rising's playing without one of their best players. And this Sharma, 6'4", two-guard, really needs to step up this second half to give him someone else to score. And he made a great cut. Got fouled on the backdoor cut by Scott Thomas. Scott Thomas, strong player, 33 years old, oldest player on the team. Sharman's got a great three-point stroke, knocks down the free throw there. 5-point game, 47-42.
Yeah, when talked about some of the top players on this roster, and that second free throw rolls out. It's a 5-point game, as you mentioned.
It seems like that Carmen's crew would be up like 10 or 12 is what you think, but they're only up 5.
A three from Thomas from the corner. Can't get it to fall. Dime, the near 7-footer, coming away with the offensive rebound. Tate finds Dime right back inside, and Dime, the 7-footer, lays it in. Nice little play.
He always
off the
makes
screen.
the right play. Jalen Tate does to Dime. Dime's a big pickup for this team.
I mean, they have so much up between, Trevor Thompson and Dime, and then obviously Weston. I mean, the size galore. That's for sure. All right, again, it's 49-42, a 7-point game, a big three if it goes. Sharma can't get it to fall. Andre
He's
Weston.
the guy that needs to hit a jumper for them.
Andre Weston coming away with the defensive rebound. He's pushing tempo now. 4:51 to go here in the half. A little crossover dribble, going to go right into the paint. Kick it out. Caleb Weston, right wing, buries it.
Wow. Stepping out, draining threes. The 6'9" monster.
And that's a big one right there.
Brother. Andre drives, kicks out to the right wing in front of the bench and holds the follow through.
India Rising the other night couldn't miss from 3. They're very inconsistent tonight. And they cut it to within 4, and now it's a 10-point game once again. 52-42, Ohio State Carmen's crew with the advantage with 4:39 to go in the third quarter.
They've been able to respond to India Rising's playing a little better with a little more energy in this second half. And Carmen's crew has been able to come out of the gates and match that intensity and extend that lead to 10. It's just cut to 5.
All right, so the officials blow the play
There's
dead.
moisture on the floor.
Right there.
Someone fell. Wesson fell there coming back and before he hit the 3.
That's right near center court. So stoppage in play. If you're just joining us, by the way, it's the TBT on WING. No Reds baseball tonight. Now the Reds are in action. They'll be on the road at Los Angeles. They're taking on the Dodgers, but we will not have that game on tonight due to the TBT. We'll have game 2 on WING tomorrow night if Carmen's crew loses, but we'll have Reds baseball.
So let me ask you one baseball question. Will the Reds make the playoffs?
I think right now that's looking pretty good. They did just extend, breaking news, they extended David Bell to 2026, by the way.
Oh, you got to be so pumped for that, right, Justin?
I don't know.
I'm just joking.
I don't know about that. All I said,
I've been around you too long.
I retweeted everything and said, well, okay then. But, get into the playoffs, David Bell, you can stay as long as you want. How about that? But nonetheless, we're right back at it.
He's done a good job with the young guys.
Oh, he has.
Here.
There's no doubt about it. That's why I don't really have a two. Oh, man. Tate coming away with the steal.
Oh.
A nice little behind the back dribble.
Oh, my gosh.
Tate coast to coast. Goes up in the end one.
What a play.
We have not had many big energy plays like that. But
Well, he did a fake crossover and went through his legs, and then an acrobatic drive with the dipsy-do off the glass. And
we're looking at the replay here. I mean, look at that behind the back between the legs, then goes up. I mean, what a physical play.
Boy, he's been a big pickup for them. You know, he didn't play great in game 1, but he's 6'7" point guard. You know, in TBT, he can see over the defense.
Especially with this India Rising team that's significantly smaller. But Tate now looking to cap off that 3-point play. India Rising has to just be devastated because in the second, the free throw is good to cap off the 3-point play. They cut it to within 4. It was a 2-possession game, Norm, and now it's 55-42. Carmen's crew. Ball's loose again. Tate fighting for it. Things are getting a little chippy between Tate and it was Tate and Baines that are just starting to get really into it right now. Within the competitive nature of the game, of course, but it can lead to.
There was a loose ball at midcourt. We really haven't talked about it, but I think the Carmen's crew has been extended 94 feet. They're pressuring the basketball the whole game, trying to wear out Baines. And you just saw there for the first time, Baines mishandled the rock. Jalen Tate and Baines dive for the loose ball. Out on Baines. Carmen's crew basketball. What a hustle play.
That was an unbelievable play. And really, this has been a good energy tonight, but that's the loudest this arena has been all night, that's for sure. Tate with 3 points. And now he's starting to play with a little energy. Tate gets it to Wesson. Wesson right back to Tate. He's going to cut to the basket, come off the Andre Wesson high screen. Trying to find the little high-low action, but right now things a little clogged inside. Andre Wesson opts to just take it all the way himself. There was so much attention on trying to keep the ball out of the interior with Caleb that Andre was just able to go up over the much smaller defender and get the easy lay-in in the paint. It's a 15-point ball game now, 57-42, 3:40 to go in the third quarter. Tate guarding the ball, guarding Singh. Now they get the ball inside to the post. Backing the defender down. Best doing a good job trying to contest down low. And that's going to be a foul. Joyce again drawing contact, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2, putting it into the Buckeye run.
Well, you're going to have to go into Joyce. They got a little carried away. Joyce can really get down low for a 6'6" power forward on best. A-10 player, defensive player of the year. That's a good matchup.
All right, good stuff. Exciting atmosphere here tonight, University of Dayton Arena. The TBT on WING, 57-42. Carmen's crew with the 15-point advantage, 3:28 to go in the third quarter. Norm Gravy, Justin Kinner will bring you more TBT on WING when we come back.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve a risk of loss.
It's the TBT on WING. Back to more Carmen's Crew basketball on 1410 ESPN Radio and online at wingam.com.
All right, it's a 57-42 15-point advantage for Ohio State's Carmen's Crew live here at the University of Dayton Arena. Ohio State's Carmen's Crew 57-42 over India Rising. India Rising came out the aggressors. They came out swinging. They were able to knock down a couple threes. They were able to get momentum shifted back in their favor. But then all of a sudden, Ohio State flipped the switch and said, you know what, enough of this. And they've dominated. It's been dominating at both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively. But we do come out of the timeout with Joyce, again, one of the few guys that have some size to match up with Ohio State. He's at the free throw line. He has 2 free throws coming his way. Joyce with 4 points tonight, 2 of 5 from the floor. But Norm, he's playing with 4 fouls, and this is his first and second free throw attempts on the night.
Yeah. Like you said, Justin, earlier, Carmen's Crew's been able to respond. India Rising came out playing pretty well in this third quarter. But Carmen's Crew's they've matched that energy. And when you got Thompson, 7-footer, Best, great defensive player, Wesson, and you had Kyle Young with Jalen Tate, this is a tough group of guys, man. Wow, bank shot.
The bank's closed. Holiday hours.
They closed at 5.
Holiday hours right there at 57-42. That was not a good free throw, but nonetheless, the second one coming his way. 57-42, second free throw. Wow, that one is out. And we'll see Trevor Thompson, who just checked in for the first time this half. We didn't see much. We saw a lot of Trevor Thompson the other night against Team Overtime. We really haven't seen him much tonight. In fact, with him out there, he's only played 5 minutes here. Best can't handle the pass from Tate, and now here comes India Rising, pushing tempo. Not a good pass in transition, but they're bailed out as Tate touches it last. It'll stay here with India Rising. They trail 57-42.
Little careless turnover there for Carmen's crew. And then India Rising repeats that, makes a careless pass, but still India Rising's ball underneath the basket.
Out of bounds underneath, and it's Baines trying to get the pass in
Got to
bounds.
find and get Shastri a shot. There he is right there. Get him the shot.
That's the shot. 2 hands in his face, but you know what? That's their best.
That's
their
a
best
fadeaway
option.
3. That ain't the look.
Here comes Best, pushing tempo. Gets into the paint, kicks it back out. CJ Jackson, his first 3, he buries it.
Yeah, it's just too good. Just smart basketball by Bess.
Keep in mind, Norm, Jackson was 0 of 7 before he buried that shot right there. So that's huge. And again, Best did a good job, Norma, dribbling all the way into the paint, making the defender stop him, turn around and kick it out to a shooter in transition. And Joyce, again, just trying to use his body inside. Kyle Young coming away with the board, hands it off to Jackson. Jackson pushing tempo. Jackson, left hand, mid-range jumper. He's feeling it. Can't get that shot to fall. Joyce coming away with the defensive rebound. Joyce doesn't outlet it. He's going to bring it up the floor himself. He's playing with 4 fouls. Has to be careful. Going to go all the way up, and Jalen Tate knocks it out. It touches Joyce last, and it's going to be Buckeye basketball.
Yeah, he had a couple guys open on the wing. He's playing frustrated. He missed the bunny there earlier. Just not going as easy as it was against Red Scare. This is a whole different game tonight. A lot of times when you play great, it's hard to match that back-to-back. Only the great ones can go out and play great back-to-back nights. You know, you have a great game, it's always tough to repeat that. Or you score a low round in golf, how are you going to do it the next day?
I call it a week and just say, you know what? I tested the odds enough today. CJ Jackson coming up the Kyle Young ball screen along the baseline. Jackson gets it to the paint, kicks it back out to Kyle Young. Ball fake, going to go right at the defender. Little spin move, picks it up, trying to feed it into Best inside. Not a very good angle. Kind of State's sloppy because they have they have a much larger margin of error right now. 60-42 at this point.
Big run here. At least a 10-0 run.
Baines has 10 points on 4-9 shooting for India Rising. Shastri has 12, 4 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 4 from the three-point line. Mathen with 7, but that's about it as far as India Rising and some of their main contributors. But Ohio State's Carmen's crew, 7 for Young, 7 for Best, 8 for Woods, 3 for Jackson, 4 for Thompson. Woods goes up with the left-hand floater, can't get it to fall. Shastri coming away with it. They're going to...
Is that a shot clock violation? Or
They called it that, but it wasn't. Let's just make that clear. But, yes.
I don't know what the stoppage of play was. It must have been a foul.
How about the balanced scoring, Norm? Like, no one for Carmen's crew has really taken over. It's just 7 points here, 8 points there, 4 points here.
Yeah, Dime has 9 points, the leading scorer, and I didn't really even – I can't even remember him scoring other than a putback.
Ohio State on a 13-2 run over the last 3.5 minutes. They're also 5 of their last 7. India Rising has not scored a bucket, Norm, in the last 4.5 minutes. I mean, these drops, I know they're scoring free throws. All the points that they've been able to put up have come at the charity stripe. But, man, go 4.5 minutes without a bucket. That's a problem, especially while Carmen's crew is 5 of their last 7.
They're in a little zone now, India Rising.
Trying to mix it up to get the Best into the high post. And CJ Jackson keeps it in bounds. Cross-court pass to Kai Young, top of the key. Again, going up against the zone, as Norm talked about, CJ Jackson from the corner. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Best hesitation dribble. Shot over Baines. Can't get it to fall. Ball is loose. Believe hit last by Kyle Young. It's India Rising basketball. All right, so.
Well, they went zone and got to stop. You know, I'll tell you this. I think teams play too much man-to-man basketball. And
it's that pride thing. Like, oh, no, we got to play tough man-to-man. It's like, do what you got to do. Get a stop.
And, you know, like even in youth basketball, I can't understand why people get mad when people play zone defense.
If it's effective, do it. Chioda with the 3 from the right wing, contested by Kyle Young.
It's like you can play zone defense in football, but you can't in basketball. Why is that? Why do people get upset about that?
Jackson rotates it over to Woods. Woods going to dribble it back to the top of the key. Best back to Woods. Kyle Young sets a high ball screen. Dribbles in, kicks over C.J. Jackson, who's dribbling baseline. Tried to feed it to Kyle Young. And that, what I thought was off of Mathen, but the pass hit Mathen and then went right back to C.J. Jackson, who was standing out of bounds. Yep.
Well, that's two possessions of zone, 2 stops, and they haven't been able to get a stop the whole game. And now they get them.
All right, here we go now. 38 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It's a 60-44 Carmen's Crew lead. It's been all Ohio State here in this third quarter. Baines rotates that one over to Shastry. Shastry getting that one inside to Mathen. Mathen spin move to that left shoulder. Going to go right at Trevor Thompson. Can't get it to fall. Kyle Young battling for it. Ultimately falls in the hands of Trevor Thompson.
That was a good look, a good post up, and just missed a half bunny there. Good defense by Trevor.
And that's going to be a timeout called by Coach Solinger. All right, timeout out on the floor. 30-second timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout ourselves. It's 60-44. It's a full timeout. My apologies. A full timeout being called on the floor. We'll take a full timeout ourselves. 60-44, 11 and a half seconds remaining in the third quarter. Norm Greavy, Justin Kinner. We'll have more TBT on WING action when we come back.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
It's the TBT on WING.
Kyle Young hits a three right as the third quarter comes to a close. And that's it. After 3 quarters of play, Carmen's Crew a 19-point advantage, 63-44, the final after 3. Norm, I don't know if the mics caught us both going with the, ooh, man, but that was one of the hardest hits we've seen all evening. A body just hit the floor. It wasn't a vicious play, but it was a physical one at that. But nonetheless, 3 quarters in the books. Carmen's Crew leads it by 19, Norm.
Just excellent basketball by the Crew. Up 19. Thought India Rising played a decent third quarter, but just too good a basketball by Carmen's Crew. The defense locked them up. And the like you say, Joas has 4 fouls. He's not getting those shots to go like he did against the Red Scare. And that was a great timeout by J.J. Solinger.
Drew up
a play and got a 3 for Kyle Young.
I'm sure that's who they
wanted.
And he got
to
lay
someone out while he did it.
That's a little cherry on top. All right, India Rising, they have not scored a field goal in the last 6 minutes and 20 seconds. This is a crucial third quarter break. All right, fourth quarter action coming up. TBT on WING. Norm Greavy, Justin Kenner. We'll be back in just a moment.
Attention Dayton car shoppers. You need to see Chevrolet of Troy today for the absolute lowest prices in Dayton. We beat any dealer's price with thousands off MSRP. Over 300 vehicles in stock and ready to go. It's the best in the region. We always accept employee and supplier pricing and make financing easy. Customer service is our top priority. A full service, state-of-the-art dealership and absolute best selection make Chevrolet of Troy your best choice. 1375 South Market Street and online at ChevroletofTroy.com.
At Harley-Davidson of Xenia, the atmosphere is positively electric as we look to the future. Our name may have changed, but Harley-Davidson of Xenia has been locally owned since 1984. Under our new management, the staff and store are buzzing to get you set up for the open road. Whether you're shopping for merchandise, a new bike, or just need some maintenance on your current ride, Harley-Davidson of Xenia is here for you. Visit us online to learn more and to place a reservation on your new bike. hdofxenia.com.
It's the TBT on WING. Back to more Carmen's Crew basketball on 1410 ESPN Radio and online at wingam.com.
All right, everybody, we welcome you back. Justin Kinner, Norm Greavy, Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM. Dayton's radio, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. That's why we're bringing you every Ohio State alumni Carmen's Crew game on 1410 Wing AM. And Ohio State's Carmen's Crew, 63-44. They lead it over India Rising, and right now they are a quarter away from advancing to the third round tomorrow, where they'll take on the 2 seed Friday Beers, who knocked off Men of Mackey, which was the alumni team for Purdue. Could have had a Big Ten showdown tomorrow, Norm, but we're off and rolling now. Again, India Rising basketball, 8:54 to go here in the ball game. Again, the Elam ending coming up. Shakiri again misses that one. Kyle Young battling for it, coming away with it. Outlets that one to Woods. Woods to C.J. Jackson. He's going to walk it up the floor.
Justin, how good is Friday Beers? Are they a decent team? Just out of curiosity.
2 seed. They took care. Look, Menamaki, the last time me and you saw Menamaki was 2 years at the Cavelli Center. They could lob it up to Trevor Thompson. No good. That's when they had a lot of the big guys. Menamaki is not as big of a team as what they were.
Well, they had
2 years ago. The trees down low.
Yeah.
They did not have that. Again, here comes Baines now pushing tempo. Ohio State doesn't score in that possession. Baines, free throw line extended, dribbles in, kicks it back out. Big three if it goes. That is missed. Another missed field goal for Shastri.
Well, that three went in against Red Scare.
Yep.
And good look. And, of course, Joey's. He's a monster on the boards, and he's only 6'6", and he continues to rebound well tonight.
Joey's again playing with 4 fouls. That's the high ball screen for Baines.
They're just having a hard time getting Shastri the open look. He's their best shooter.
3 from the left wing, no good. Another missed 3.
They just don't have their legs. You called it earlier. You could just tell they're not getting that bounce. You got to be able to get off the floor on your three-point jumper.
Here comes Bass again, and that's going to dribble or bounce around, and that will not fall. That was Best, my apologies, but nonetheless, it's going to stay here with Carmen's Crew. But India Rising 6-21 from behind the three-point line. 6-21. They were 4-5 at one point, and
yeah, I think they were 13-26 against the Red Scare.
It's definitely not the case tonight. Carmen's Crew shooting the ball 46%. They're 4 of 14 from behind the three-point line, but
well, they're not letting India Rising get into the paint at all. Great out-of-bounds play. Keyshawn Woods, the former Wake Forest guard. I think they did a great job of putting this team together, JJ and his dad, Satch.
Oh, I think this is the best roster. And again, I haven't seen the other regions, but it's the best roster of all the teams that we've seen as far as that's concerned. The thing that's so impressive about them is they have, even their guards are big. I mean, you have Kyle Young coming in, who's not a guard, obviously, but he complements the likes of a Trevor Thompson and obviously Wesson. And you have, of course, the big guy, number 10 that we talked about a little bit ago in Dime. So, I mean, there's so much size all over the place.
Yeah. And it's impressive to be able to get non-alumni. That's the key in this. If you're an alumni team like Red Scare or Carmen's Crew, got to be able to have guys from different schools like Jalen Tate from NKU and Best from St. Louis and Keyshawn Woods from Wake, and you got Scott Thomas from BG.
All right.
Great construction of the roster.
So my suggestion, by the way, that I meant to say earlier, for a change for the Red Scare.
Yeah.
Here's how you fix some of the issues. You embrace. It's not, you won't like it, but it's no longer the Red Scare. It's the Gem City Jam.
Yeah.
And you combine the Wright State roster and you get Loudon Love and Grant Basile, and you get the lefty shooter Grant Benzinger. You get those three. You add them to Scoochie Smith. You add them to Jordan Seibert. You get Jalen Crutcher. You get Mike Sell and hopefully Landers. That team's as good as this Ohio State Carmen's Crew team right here if they get that size.
Oh, I don't disagree. I think they need to expand. If you're stuck with 7 guys and I think they only had 4 or 5 Dayton Flyers on the roster, that's a big disappointment. Cunningham not coming back. Trey Landers going to slam ball.
That definitely obviously put a mix in that again. And then Shastri trying to find.
And, if you're coaching all year, you're playing for $1 million. It's just 2 weeks of basketball. You're playing every other day. It's not a whole lot of wear and tear. they got to do a better job of getting players to play for them, period.
Woods with the ball at the top of the key gets inside to Trevor Thompson. A very easy look. He just couldn't get it to fall. He went up with the left hand, just couldn't get that to go down. Joeyce again coming down. He dribbles into the paint, kicks it right back out to the top to Baines. Baines, hesitation dribble, being met by 3 or 4 Buckeyes, dribbling through the pressure. Sharma, wide open right wing. He doesn't take the shot. Left-hand dribble, free throw line extended. It's stripped, but they're going to call the foul on C.J. Jackson. C.J. Jackson not happy.
Sharma passed up 2 open threes.
Yep. When you're down that big, Norm, you got to take that shot.
You got to launch it. Shastri hasn't been getting the looks. It's amazing how they shot the ball against Red Scare the other night. And I think they would have won regardless of how they shot the basketball. Really. They played that well. They are missing their best player. Went back to Canada for the weekend.
Yeah, he was contractually obligated to go back and play for the pro team. We were talking about that at halftime with Bob Rathbun. Again, he's the play-by-play guy and TV guy for the Atlanta Hawks, and that shows you just how cool the TBT is. They get high-profile names. You got Robbie Hummel calling the games with him as well on the ESPN TV side of things.
We're doing the radio. How about that?
Yes. But so we're talking with him, and he said, yes, he's contractually obligated to go play for his pro team over in Canada. If they were fortunate enough to get to Monday, which right now does not seem like it's going to happen, he would be able to play, but that's not going to be the
Robbie
case.
didn't play in the game, did he?
No, he did not. Nope.
What time is the game tomorrow?
7 p.m. So Carmen's crew will be back in action, assuming that a miracle comeback does not happen by India Rising in the next 6.5 minutes.
Well, there's 2 minutes and 28 seconds till the TBT.
Oh, yeah.
Score point total where they add 8 to the leading team.
All right, so here we go. We're off and rolling here. Both teams coming out of the timeout. Coming off the ball screen now. That's being picked up by Andre Weston. He picks up the dribble. He has to rotate it over. And again, a big 3 if it goes. They desperately need it. Baines couldn't get it to fall. And a defensive rebound.
6 of 22 from 3.
Ball moving with Caleb Weston back to Jalen Tate. Jalen Tate had a huge play that really kind of got the crowd off their feet to kick it off at the start of the third quarter. Jalen Tate.
He's talking trash to Edwin Young.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, by the way, the TBT on WING 67-45, 6:02 to go. Carmen's crew with the lead over India Rising. Baines bringing the ball down the floor, being picked up by Tate at the half-court line. Multiple screens coming up top. He had his options. Dribbles in, kicks it out. A wide-open shooter. That's Joeyce from the corner. No good. The shots have been there, Norm. They're just not falling. It's been the theme of the night. Caleb Weston gets the pass from Andre. Cross-court pass to Thomas. Thomas left-hand dribble. Kicks it back out. Intended target was Tate, but coming away with the steal was Shastri. Shastri dribbles all the way to
passed up another 3 again.
And Sharma's had a few, but he's going to go up with the right hand. He kisses it off the glass, and I believe that ends one heck of a drought. They went 7 minutes without a bucket. 7.5 minutes.
It was 47-42.
Yep. And Jalen Tate, right now, he's after that little sequence of the steal and then the layup and one earlier, he has a little bounce in his step. He was mad about that lob pass that he didn't capitalize on the previous possession, but he made sure to get back to the other end, and now he's going to the free throw line for a few.
He's the youngest player on Carmen's crew, only 22. Played, I think, 3 years at NKU.
I remember him, yep.
Averaged 11 points at Arkansas his last year of college basketball. He had some great matchups against your Raiders.
Yeah, I got to watch him a lot in Horizon League play, that's for sure. Again, playing for Darren Horn and a great program out of the Horizon League, just an hour south of here. And Baines splits the double team or splits the defense, but the ball's still live. Steps in, the shot from the wing, no good. Battling for it down low. That's number 41 in Mathen.
See, I think a guy like Dwayne Cohill would have been good for the Red Scare. You know, V. Sanford didn't come back. Cunningham didn't come back. Landers didn't come back.
Well, Josh Cunningham was when talking with the Doug Hochschild, afterwards, and just talking about how disappointing that loss was the other night. But again, it just wasn't meant to be with the lack of. I mean, they just didn't have the size. They were able to get AJ Packer from Wright State, but they needed some girth down low because, I mean, look at this Carmen's Crew team. It would have been an ugly night potentially if they ran into this group.
Yeah.
And not because that Red Scare's not talented, but it's the size thing. And that's a deep three, and that's missed by Shastry. Coming away is Scott Thomas coming away with it. He's bringing the ball to the left wing, kicks it out. Jalen Tate feeling it, takes the three, no good. And Dime gets the offensive putback, 72-47. This is one of the bigger blowouts we've seen in TBT during our time calling these games.
Yeah. And I was surprised. I really thought India Rising was, after what I saw the other night, they may have been the team to beat.
Oh, no kidding. Yep. And the reason I really like India Rising, too, is even though they were the 8th seed, is they're a roster made up of all pro players, as we talked about, but they play excellent team basketball. That's why some of these alumni teams are so unique as well, because they have that chemistry together. When you get those makeshift teams in the TBT, a lot of times you're missing that chemistry. But it doesn't surprise me that Ohio State is playing as well as they are. These guys have all played together. They're familiar with one another.
Well, they're playing. They really like each other. You can tell there's a lot of chemistry.
Yep. And they let Sullinger coach, because I'm always curious about the dynamics of the makeup of these TBT teams. You know, are they approaching it as just this little, hey, we're getting together with our friends looking to try to go make $1 million and win this tournament? But they're accepting coaching.
Yeah.
I'm watching them during timeouts. You know, they're
Sullinger's done a great job. He's extended the pressure to where the point guard's down. He's utilized his 10-man roster to perfection.
Now, Scott again going to come off the ball screen. Hesitation dribble going to go up. Left-hand dribble, right-hand finish attempt. Can't get it to fall, but there's Caleb Wesson inside to clean it all up.
He's just a tough guy to move off the block. Easy tip in, even with the box out.
Caleb Weston, again, he's had a big night tonight. 74-49.
Dime with the block.
Caleb Weston, Norm, 10 points to go along with 9 rebounds. 5 of those offensive rebounds. And he's 4 of 10 from the floor.
Dime with 11 points and 6 rebounds, and I think he has 3 blocks.
Yeah, it's been a very impressive performance from him tonight. All right, so 3:50, that stops the clock for the remainder of the ball game, because the cool part of the TBT, of course, the unique aspect is the Elam ending. The Elam ending is in full effect. 8 points will be added to the team that is leading. That is the target score. So we're going to have, it's going to be 82. 74-49 is the score. The first team to get to 82. Obviously a daunting task for India Rising, but that's the situation they find themselves in. Norm Greavy, Justin Kinner, the TBT, the Elam ending. We have that coming up next. Carmen's Crew leads it big, 74-49. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Summer is hot, but it doesn't have to be in your house. If the dog days have you roasting in your home, call Mr. Comfort Heating and Cooling today. Mr. Comfort Heating and Cooling isn't your average HVAC company. They're your partner in keeping your home comfortable. They call it keeping you Mr. Comfortable. Call 937-776-4851. An elite Tempstar dealer. Tempstar, comfort you can feel. Ask about their 15% discount for all military and first responders. They're waiting right now to help you. Online at Mr-Comfort.com.
It's the TBT on WING.
All right, everybody, we welcome you back. 82. The first team to score 82 wins the second round matchup. How about the Ohio State fight song kind of piping through the University of Dayton Arena? I could just tell that, you're cringing over here. We're going to do the O-H-I-O here in your arena.
Yeah, it's different. But I am a big Ohio State football fan. I love the Buckeyes football. And,
I didn't know if you're going to have to give up your flyer card, because when Tate did that play earlier, you got up and cheered. I was like, oh, your flyer card's going to be taken away. I won't tell anybody. Don't worry. Former flyer Norm Greavy, of course. On the call with us.
I'm a homer. It's okay.
When you played here, you hold a lot of records here.
Yeah, great place
memories.
to play.
Your daughter's, a cheerleader here.
I have a son as a freshman in college here. So, yeah.
So you're going to be owing them money here in the very near future. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, you're allowed to be a homer, Norm. You're allowed.
I should be on the payroll here.
I always say, any school you owe money to, you're always allowed to be a homer when it comes to that. So, but we come at you here out of this timeout, 74-49. Carmen's Crew leads it over India Rising. Target score set at 82. Carmen's crew 8 points away from advancing to the third round tomorrow night. And Tate nearly coming away with another steal. Man, I remember how active he was at Northern Kentucky, but it's just wild watching how much. I mean, you want a player like that on your team.
He's gotten better. You know, I'm really impressed with his play. He ought to be looking at G League opportunities. Really, he's played that well this week.
All right, now Baines, crossover dribble, contested step back jumper, no good. Just barely draws iron on the front of the rim.
And the Rising just can't get a shot to fall, period.
Caleb Weston going to dribble it down. A mismatch as it goes at Baines, but there's Scott again waiting for it. The catch and shoot dime, another offensive rebound coming down with it. Kicks it out to Bess. And another three attempt by Thomas, and he gets that one to fall. That's 9 points tonight, Norm, for Thomas.
Bowling Green grad, 33 years old, oldest player on the team.
All right, so now India Rising again, trying to counter back at the other end. Joey's going up and draws the contact. Caleb Weston will be called for the foul. Caleb Weston, Norm, that will be his fourth foul.
Yeah, had some sloppy fouls early in the first half. Joey's just that's a size mismatch. Even though he's their best interior player at 6'6", he's going against 6'10". Mr. Basketball of Ohio, state champion.
Joey's, the first free throw is good. The last time he was at the charity stripe, remember, there was some not so pretty free throws. He missed both of them, but he gets that one to fall, 77-50.
So what did Coach Holtman say about having the state tournament here in Ohio State? Did he mention that from Ohio State to Dayton?
They loved having it in Columbus, but obviously if it's going to be, he did say if it's going to be anywhere that's not Columbus, obviously Dayton is the perfect place to have it, just with the basketball frenzied fans that are here. But obviously he loved it over there. It wasn't up to him, obviously. Otherwise it would still be in Columbus. But he was choosing his words carefully because I think he was wanting to say he wished it was still in Columbus, but not disrespecting the fans in the arena here. I worked for the OHSA boys and girls state tournament this past year, and to no surprise, every tournament that's held here, this was grade A facility, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I know how to handle events here like no one else. Great drive by Thomas. They only need 3 more points.
Yep. The game's about to wrap up. And again, that ball's kicked out to the outside. And that's going to be Shastry, who has 12 points, 4 of 12 on the floor tonight. That shot is missed. Dime coming away with it. And man, that could have been the possession that could have ended it. But Dime on the defensive rebound came down. And I'm sure his size 25 foot was just standing on that out of bounds line. So
6 of 25. 6 of 25.
Out of bounds underneath. They get
from
the ball.
3.
Shastry with the hand in his face, being contested by Tate. Caleb Weston, quick outlet to Tate. Tate takes the 3 to put it away. Can't get it to fall. Bess, he's going to dribble it out. He'll get the 3. And that one's missed. Dime gets it, kicks it right back out, and a timeout called by Coach Solinger. And, of course, then Tate takes that 3 and buries it. But Solinger, I think, wanted to call the timeout. Solinger wanted to draw up a play. Remember, we saw this at the end of the first half where Solinger called a timeout. He drew up the play. They executed it perfectly. I think that's what they're going to draw up here. I don't know if they're going to make any substitutions, but Scott Thomas, Dime, Tate, Bess, and Wesson are your Buckeye 5 out on the floor right now. Who do you draw up the play for? Do you put the ball in Tate's hand and draw it up for Thomas, or do you let Tate just kind of go isolation here and pull up 3? Remember, they don't have to technically go for the 3, but you could tell they want to end it on a 3. I don't want to see it on a free throw, by the way.
No, we don't want to end it on a free throw. Yeah, just get a 2-man game with Weston and Jalen Tate. Maybe find Scott Thomas in one of the corners and try to ice the game up.
All right, appreciate everyone that's watching on our ESPN Dayton YouTube channel, Justin Kinder Show Facebook page. But here we go. Thomas, sideline out of bounds. Quick pass inside Tate. Tate takes the contested fadeaway 3. No good. You call a timeout. I don't know if that's exactly what they threw up, but I think Tate was just kind of had a little bounce in his step. He did want it. But Tate, you've had 3 chances at it. I think you're done. You need to let someone else just get it inside to the paint and end it in 2 shots.
He's played a great game, though.
Yep. Baines being guarded by a double team. Again, Chiota takes the fadeaway three, no good. Thomas fighting for it. Weston comes away with the rebound. Ohio State leads at 79-51. They need a three to end this. The target score is 82. Caleb Weston, step back three. Can't get it to fall. Dime fighting for it. The ball is loose, but coming away with the rebound is Joeyce. Joeyce, 6 points. Been playing with 4 fouls all half pretty much. Joeyce going to go right at Dime. Head fake, goes up, gets the defender off his feet, gets the layup. They were 0 of their last 7 before that layup right there. 79-53 now. Remember, the clock is off. 82 the target score. Carmen's crew needs a 3. They've 0 for their last 5, trying to put them away. They just need to go up for the easy 2, and that's what Best does. Excuse me. The next bucket wins it. Free throw
Trying
or
to
not.
play to 3 too much. Just go to the rim and get your bucket. Great move.
Style points are everything, of course. All right, here comes Baines, being guarded by Thomas. Baines, hesitation dribble, crosses over to his left, goes into the paint, kicks it out to the corner. Wide open 3, buries it. Back-to-back buckets for India Rising. That's Shastri. The next bucket for Ohio State wins it. Here comes Tate, hesitation dribble, turns, goes into the defender, draws contact, misses the bucket, but this one's most likely going to end at the charity stripe, just like it did the other night.
Yep. Got it in transition. Little good footwork around the rim and drew the foul.
Jalen Tate with 6 points. He's the only Buckeye on the floor right now that is not in double figures, but he has a chance to clinch it. The free throw is up, and it rolls out. He gets one more shot at it. I think he has that spring in his step, Norm, but I think it's too springy. I mean, He's been playing just a little too amped up. But here we go. The second free throw attempt coming up. You see Satch and Sullinger over there just smiling away. The free throw is good, and Carmen's crew advances to the 3rd round tomorrow night.
Excellent game. Well played. Carmen's crew's team to beat. No doubt about it.
That was a very impressive performance tonight. Got to give India Rising a ton of credit. They pulled off the biggest upset in TBT history, knocking off the Red Scare the other night here in the 8-1 matchup. And then they held their own. We were tied at 24-all in that first quarter. We were tied at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
But then Ohio State,
they
ramped
cold.
it up. Yeah.
They took the penetration away, and they forced India Rising into contested threes. And by doing that, they shot 7 of 28 from three-point land, which is not very good. And the rebounding advantage was huge. As always, 51 rebounds to 28. We knew that was only going to get big. 51 rebounds. That might be a TBT record.
I mean, it was just utter dominance by the Buckeyes, and we figured that was going to be the case with their pure size advantage. India Rising making their way off the floor. What I find fascinating is just so many fans here. This was a big deal to them. Sometimes this is just a chance to reunite with former teammates and friends and family here at the TBT.
Good crowd tonight.
And then others, this means everything. And you could tell how much it meant to them to pull off that win over the Red Scare the other night.
Carmen's crew is now 18-4, all-time record in the TBT, the second most wins. And they look like they're going to keep going. They really do.
They're going to have their work cut out for them tomorrow. Again, Ohio State, Carmen's crew, they are the 4th seed, but they're going up against the 2 seed tomorrow in Friday Beers. And that's going to be a good matchup. Friday Beers, a lot of athletes. They do got a lot of size. They're not going to have the size that Carmen's crew does, but I think they're going to match up better with Carmen's crew than India Rising did here tonight. Carmen's crew, I do not anticipate a blowout tomorrow night, but various people I've spoken to said Carmen's crew is probably the favorite now to come out of this region. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Friday Beers, good team. Yep. I'll be there Monday if they win. So good luck tomorrow.
Yep. And it'll be interesting to follow this along. So tomorrow night, Friday Beers, the 2 seed, going up against Ohio State's Carmen's crew, the 4 seed. That's a 7 p.m. matchup. And then, of course, that'll win the Dayton region. And then they'll take on the winner of the Cintas region over there over Xavier. So that'll be an interesting one. Yep.
The Natty boys.
Yep. So
that's a good squad. They beat Cincinnati, Zip them up, Xavier squad at Cintas.
Yep.
So I think it's a disadvantage to have a week off or 7 days off. So if Carmen's crew can win tomorrow night, they'll get a day off on Sunday. They'll be well ready and well in sync, and that'll be a great matchup.
All right, folks, I want to give a shout-out to our sponsors, Orion Sports Medicine. Dr. Phil and his staff always been huge supporters of all of our local programming, especially the TBT and especially the Red Scare. Dr. Phil and his staff, again, just very visible out in the community and very visible out at University of Dayton events, of course. And I appreciate that they were still stayed on board with us with the Carmen's crew run as well. shout out to Frickers, another sponsor that's helping us bring our TBT coverage. And then, of course, Marty and Nick and the guys over at Timothy's Bar and Grill on Brown Street. Really appreciate them. I know everyone anticipated a deeper run for the Red Scare, but nonetheless, it's still fun to have this TBT tournament here at the University of Dayton Arena. All right, that wraps it up for us here tonight. Until I want to give a shout out to Brandon Williams, by the way. He's been giving up his nights the last couple nights to make sure we're on keep the train on the tracks, if you will. So, Brandon, appreciate you, my man. Thank you for everything you're doing back in the studio. Until tomorrow, this has been the TBT on WING. Your final tonight, Carmen's Crew 82, India Rising 56. Friday Beers against Carmen's Crew tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on 1410 Wing AM.
Hey Dayton, have you heard? Chevrolet of Troy has you covered for all your auto service needs. We're proud to offer a state-of-the-art dealership with experienced service, parts, and body shop. In fact, we're the only dealership in Miami County with an on-site body shop. We make it easy with experienced professionals ready to diagnose your vehicle with the goal to get you back on the road quickly. That's right, Chevrolet of Troy is your best choice for service, parts, and body shop. 1375 South Market Street and online at ChevroletofTroy.com.
At Harley-Davidson of Xenia, the atmosphere is positively electric as we look to the future. Our name may have changed, but Harley-Davidson of Xenia has been locally owned since 1984. Under our new management, the staff and store are buzzing to get you set up for the open road. Whether you're shopping for merchandise, a new bike, or just need some maintenance on your current ride, Harley-Davidson of Xenia is here for you. Visit us online to learn more and to place a reservation on your new bike. hdofxenia.com.
If you need new roofing, siding, or gutters, skylights, or patio enclosures, if you're a homeowner or business and need someone you can trust, don't take a chance. Enhance with Lance. Lance Roofing and Siding in Fairborn has been satisfying customers since 1993 and hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Lance Roofing and Siding, 8460 Dayton Springfield Road in Fairborn. Call for a free estimate at 864-2722. That's 864-2722 or online at lanceroofing.com.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets that